the usual way, and you laugh at it. You should introduce the video. There you go. No, no.
I can't be serious.
But people know because it's always the same introduction. Hello, it's Peter from PS Sound.
That's YouTube.
Yeah,
Exactly, PS Sound. PS Sound, and in this video we will run through this car, have an explanation type video, and we will show front to back, exactly. And we will show a BMW 3 Series to you. Which model is it? The 335i. What year?
13.
13. Beautiful motor. And the reason why I really want to show this car, because I had nothing to do with it really. No, a bit, just a bit. But this car wasn't built by a shop. It was built by the owner, and he did a great job, and it deserves to be shown. Because most of the cars that come to us for, let's say, a tuning session or, you know, upgrading it, and if they were built by a shop, they were not built to this standard. It kind of shows that those people who follow our content follow Patreon, because you've been following Patreon for a good while now.
Yeah, year plus.
You managed to figure out what's required, what's needed. I talked you out of building crazy pillars in this car. Not that you wouldn't be able to build pillars in a 3 Series, but the space is really tight. And the thing is, people have to understand, when you have an underseat mid-base location and you use that location, you can't integrate a 3-inch mid on the pillar. You need a 4-inch driver, which is down low in the door. Yes, it's not the best, but it can work. Tweeter is above it, and in this car we have it semi-active, so the mid and the tweeter is not active. It's a Gladen 2-way component set, right? Which, do you know which model it is?
0100.
Okay. How much was the price tag on it?
350.
Okay, so it's not as cheap as most of the BMW plug-and-play upgrades, because most of the Beamer upgrades are somewhere between 160 and 250. Most of them. I could you know, bring 4 or 5 different brands with similar upgrade options. Only Morel has more expensive, more premium option, I think, for BMWs. So that's a semi-active set up front in the door. What's in the rear doors? Stock.
HK.
Okay, yeah, perfectly fine for running rear feel. We run them differential, so they play more like an effect speaker to give more ambience and room information in the car. And then let's see the back here, because there's something personal here. My old sub. This Acoustic Elegance ended up here from the Honda. Then it was in my home system, in my sub structure, in the home setup. And yeah, we were talking with Rich. He would want to try IB. He could see a way doing it. Can we actually see the modification from underneath? No, not really, because it's somewhat covered.
The plastic under tray covers it.
Okay.
So one of the reasons I wanted to do it.
This is not a box. Well, it was originally. You had a 12 Alpine Type R in it. And after all the craziness we share on our channels, people get the buzz. Oh, I want to try IB. And you didn't even hear an IB setup before that, did you? And we already had conversations, and I said, you know what, looking at the progress of your build, this car would deserve it. And so one of my 15s ended up in this car. You mounted a huge ring, and it was obvious you wouldn't be able to mount the sub with the magnet inside of the box. So technically it became a manifold with a huge cutout at the bottom, breathing out. And it works, guys, it works beautifully. You don't measure any limitation. It's linear down to 11-12 Hertz. It's awesome. It does exactly what Acoustic Elegance does. Yes, it takes a bit of space away from the boot, but it doesn't take more space away than if you had a big wedge box at the back. But it's, yeah, it's just stunning. So here everything went underneath the floor as well, so the car is fully practical. V8 runs the front doors with 2 channels. Channel 3-4 running the under seats. Channel 5-6 runs the rear doors. Channel 7 runs the center field. And channel 8 is empty. Yeah, for systems like this, the Match 7-up was the perfect plug and play option. Yes, the V8 has slightly better qualities, and it's not a bad thing to have it. But the Match 7 Up also has, you know, everything to create a good sounding system. And I tune cars with that, and because they have the last two channels more powerful for mid bass, they have plenty of output for everything. And then you have two M1Xs for the front sub and the rear sub, although for the front sub even the M1 would be perfectly enough, to be fair.
It was cheap on eBay, so
Exactly. eBay special. We just added up the cost of your equipment, and it's cheaper overall everything in the car than some of the high-end freeway speaker systems these days, like Focal, Audison, and quite many other speaker brands sell, and you wouldn't even have anything, just speakers. Those speakers deserve good amps, good DSP, good install, and that becomes crazy. Whereas this is simple. It's easy in this because the battery is on the side, short run, everything is fused separately. Ground point is also right here underneath the panel, if I guess you use that ground point.
I use that and I put another one in as well. Right
Okay.
next to it.
Good stuff. Everything is beautifully braided, guys. Look at that. Yeah, it's a tidy job. The V8 also has a Bluetooth module, but yeah, in this car using the factory source is just so easy with the most box, which I guess you have somewhere hidden over
It's
there.
behind
The enclosure,
enclosure.
the manifold.
Yeah.
That structure. And recently you had an additional family member, joining the club in the car. So that was another eBay special, wasn't it?
Yeah. Couldn't get the 2-ohm version that I wanted, so found one second hand in an enclosure.
Which one is it? Is it the TW1?
Yeah.
10 inch in a 0.45 cubic foot, 13 litre you said? 13 litre sealed enclosure, built on the top of the carpet, so nothing was cut here. You can take it out, and the car is hasn't been modified at all. Yes, it takes a bit more legroom away. Hopefully your wife has shorter legs. Perfectly fine. And to the time you put the floor mat in front of it, it's protected, it's safe enough, and it definitely helps with the under seats and the rear sub. Now, after the tuning session we had today, yeah, bass integration is just spot on. It's beautiful. There you go. Slightly customized sail panels and the Gladen mids. Is it a custom grill?
No, it has
Or-
a factory grill. It's just a 18mm birch ply adapter ring that I made.
No, but I mean, you know, was it the factory
Yeah, that's
HK
factory,
speaker?
yeah.
Wow, okay.
I think that's part of the HK
I see. I haven't seen that.
system.
I think it comes with this model because you have a lot of Alcantara in it and whatnot. That might be an additional little modification to make your interior a bit more special, maybe from them, maybe.
Yeah, the Alcantara did all that as well.
And then one more thing we have to show is the controller. The controller in the car is the Conductor, which is one of the best controllers these days. JL has similar push type controller button. That does everything. That controls master volume, sub level, rear feel, presets. You can initiate Bluetooth connection to the Bluetooth module from it too, and it's that easy. But that was the only modification you did then. You had to make a hole in it, but that's an easy enough panel to replace if you have to replace it in the future.
Repair it easy.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You can repair it and then, because that's custom wrap on it.
Yeah, so you could just put the piece I cut back in, rewrap it, and you.
Yep.
get
Easy peasy. So guys, this is definitely a system that made me think that, to be fair, PS Sound should have a BMW for a cheap daily demo vehicle, because we have the cheap sound quality car, the Suzuki, and we were talking about it today, that the car is cheap, the equipment is cheap in that, but the install is not quite. The amount of work we've done on the Suzuki, but we wanted to show what we are capable of, and that system definitely delivers. It shocks everyone what it does. But what you can do in a BMW like this is definitely fantastic. Even if you don't have the front sub, and even if you don't have a true IB sub at the back, even with just an enclosure in the back, you can get a good system very, very quickly, efficiently, saving a lot of money. You can really do well with these cars. Who knows what the future brings? We definitely have too many cars at home. But this is something I wanted to show to you guys, especially as I know that many people struggle. They are located somewhere around the globe where they don't have a chance to go to a shop, whether they don't have the budget or they don't have a good shop around them, and they have to build systems themselves. That's where we find many supporters for Patreon as well, because there's a lot you can learn from all these videos, especially on Patreon, guys. So check that out in the description. There you go. This is the place for advertising our beautiful little Patreon channel. But you've been on it now for more than a year. Is it a rip-off place, or is it something where you can truly learn?
I learned everything that I had no experience before, and now
You've done this.
Yeah, you've commended me on what I've done, so that's all down to.
Because I got comments before that, no, you just rip people off, you just want their money. I'm like, well, spoon-fed society can easily say that.
It's what you make of it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a beautiful thing, and that's why I feel like I have to celebrate today, because this car is the perfect demonstration that you can do well. You know, if you were building cars like this as a shop, you would do well. And then now it's tuned. It's beautiful. There you go. Put a sticker on it. It's ours. We buy it. How much? How much? Let's buy it.
Was I a Patreon member when I built the Scirocco?
I didn't even have Patreon at the beginning.
No, not at the beginning, but yeah, I don't think I was.
I didn't have Patreon at that time when you were building the Scirocco first. That's what I'm saying. You were building your car regardless.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah.
Yeah. But now, yeah, sadly, it's gone. Well, you have a better sounding car.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And yeah, you can hear about Richard's experience with us today. We shared a long video talking about stuff. What it's like to come to PS Sound and then get a proper tune on a car. So yeah, I highly advise to think about tuning your car. However, yeah, finding free time with us is getting a bit difficult. You were lucky.
You squeezed in.
But yeah, early next year is looking crazy for us already. But surely it's worth waiting and get a car tuned. Alright, I'm going to leave it here. I just wanted to have this as a short video, guys, because there are many BMW owners and there's a lot you can learn from this. The RT evaluation video of this is going to be shared on Patreon too, so if you are really geeky and if you want to understand the measurements of the speakers, how the locations work in the car, how all these drivers everywhere, front sub, rear sub and all that worked out, then you can see it there and you can learn from it a lot. So check out the description, yeah, for all the links. Feel free to comment, share, do the usual things, and then we will see you in the next one. Take care.